All right, and good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to the live stream here for NEBA event number 992. We're here at the BuddiesProShop.com singles, here hosted in Fairfield, Connecticut, at Nutmeg Bowl. This is Kyle Rasmussen here coming at you live, and with me in the booth this afternoon, I have two very special guests. To my right here, we have Mrs. Janine Forey. Janine,
Hello.
how are you?
I'm well. How are you?
Doing great. Thank you for joining me here this afternoon.
It's exciting.
And our new Fearless Tournament Director
Woohoo.
just recently announced, Mr. Justin Alves.
Yay.
Justin,
Hello, everyone.
how are you?
Congratulations.
Fearful. No, I'm just kidding.
I know you've been on the mic before.
Yes.
This isn't your first rodeo.
No, not on a mic. Not generally with this big of an audience, but yeah, not the first time on a mic.
Awesome. And we're coming to you live here from the round of 16. This is actually a unique event. It's an Eliminator format. So basically, we started with, let's double check the entries here. We had 186 entries. We cut to the top 40. Again, a bit of a unique format. In the round of 40, we cut it down to 32. From there, we cut it to the round of 16, which is where we are right now. From then on, we're going to go to the round of 8, round of 4, and then the last two, and we'll determine a champion here this evening. High qualifier was Nathan Rouet-Lajoie, and I'm hoping I'm saying his name correctly. He qualified at 11:79. The 6 p.m. squad was Chris Forey.
Yay.
Janine, I think you know who that is.
Yeah, I think I do.
You might. And then this morning, Michael Lickstein. Michael bowled, he was the high qualifier this morning at 122 over. Again, we're coming at you from Fairfield, Connecticut here at Nutmeg Bowl. Again, we're at the BuddiesProShop.com singles. And again, want to thank Chris Forey and Janine, of course.
That's my husband, but yeah, thank you.
You know, they added $1,000 into this event. And this is actually our third stop here for the Paul Forey Memorial Tournament. And Janine, I know before we went live here, you said you wanted to say some words about Paul, so I'll let you take the reins here.
My husband made a really nice announcement this morning, and of course, surprise, well, no surprise, there were tears involved. But, you know, I knew Paul, gosh, since I was like 13 when I first started bowling JBTs. And that's where he started drilling my equipment. And he's just... Chris is a lot like his father, always giving back to the sport, wanting everyone to do well, wanting everybody to be successful, and enjoying the game. And that's where Chris's mindset is. He follows along with that. It's just, it's kind of neat to see that how he's doing all this to give his father such a grand tribute.
Absolutely.
And he was taken from us way too early. He should have been around many more years, but he's not. But we will always remember him and the great things that he has done for the sport of bowling. And Chris has certainly made sure that he continues that legacy, that mindset that Paul had.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, myself, just growing up, your husband was always one of the biggest ambassadors for the sport.
Yes.
From the BuddiesProShop.com Open that I bowled many times growing up. He's always somebody I could reach out to. He's always been a friend of mine. Chris has been amazing. I didn't know Paul personally. I've heard unbelievable, amazing things.
We have some great stories about Paul.
It sounds like Chris definitely had some big shoes to fill, but I can say pretty well that he's definitely filling them.
Yeah, more than filling them, he is creating many more pairs of shoes. No, but he's just, I remember when bowling in the JBTs, Paul would walk around with the raffle. He always talked like he had, and I say this with the most love in my heart. Always had like marbles in his mouth when he was talking. Oh, travel tickets, raffle tickets. But we always heard travel tickets because, it would mean that we get a free entry and we could travel more. Because that's what they did, the 50-50, and it was like a free entry type thing because it was juniors. And we only bowled for trophies back then. We didn't bowl for scholarships or money. And then he would come by and, we'd go get our bowls done. And then once he moved, Chris up here to Nutmeg for the pro shop. They're from Pennsylvania, so he would stop. I'm from New Jersey, so he would stop and say hi to my family at Montvale Lanes, and you know, see us and say hi and have some dinner. And one day he decided to play matchmaker, hence the Forey family began. But no, you know, it's quite special.
Absolutely. And I think I speak for everyone. We say we thank you guys for everything that you've done for the sport.
Absolutely.
And we're looking forward to many more years. This is always a great tournament. Always look forward to coming here. And for everybody who's not familiar with the Paul Forey Memorial
it's a
Series,
unique one, yeah.
Yeah, it's awesome. They Chris actually adds $10,000 into this event. And there's 8 individual tournaments where the top 8 finishers are actually going to get qualified into a 64-man field.
Right.
If there's any duplicates, you know, it'll go to the points list. If anybody, you know, they go down the points list. If that person hasn't qualified through the series, you know, finish in the top 8, they're just going to go down the points list and fill it that way. So that's going to take place here at the end of the year, December 16th and 17th. So that's it's awesome. And we actually have Chris bowling right now.
He is.
He's right here to our right on 37 and 8, and it looks like he's on a double. So
he's hanging in there. He's got that look in his eye today. So
look in his eye and a purple hammer in his hand.
I would say he did look especially fired up today.
He is. Yeah. He is a little fired up. He did. He just took a trip and watched a lot of bowling the last couple of days, and it always gets him going. And he always gets excited for like when it's in his home center too. He feels comfortable. But it also drives him crazy because everybody wants to come and talk to him.
Well, we actually joked about it in East Hartford. We don't know if a sponsor's ever won their own tournament.
Oh.
So there might be some extra motivation for Chris today. We're not sure if anybody's ever won their.
Do we have a NEBA historian to look that one up?
I'm sure we can find somebody.
There are books somewhere. We'll have to double. You got to get on that there, sir.
I got a lot to learn.
Historian, director extraordinaire.
I'll get there.
You got it. You know. We'll figure it out.
Now, Justin, again, new tournament director extraordinaire. Why don't you give everybody a little bit of your background? Tell us a little bit about yourself.
So tournament director-wise, about a year and a half ago, some friends and I got together and started a tournament series up in the Western Mass Springfield area because there was kind of a hole up there.
I would tend to agree.
And we kind of came up with the idea of trying to create a series that offered some different formats, was handicapped so that bowlers that don't necessarily come out and bowl tournaments now would try to come out and get a taste of it. And it's worked out really well. We've had a lot of growth over the year and a half, and then, you know, when this opening came up, you know, I've bowled NEBA now for 3 or 4 seasons, something like that. Past year or so, I haven't done much because I had hand surgery on my wrist, and I kind of got into the behind-the-scenes thing, and then this one came up and put my name in the hat, went through the process, and I guess I impressed some people.
I'd say so. Yeah. I'd say so.
Yeah, you know, I love bowling. I really do. I love the sport. I really want to see it continue to grow. I want to see it continue to prosper. You know, Forey family, everybody involved in NEBA, our sponsors, you name it. It's all what keeps us going. And if I can be some small part of that, then I'm game. So let's go.
I mean, this organization's unbelievable. We're 8 tournaments away from number 1,000.
Which
that's going to be an amazing weekend.
To think that I'm going to be involved with something like that is just mind-blowing.
It's pretty amazing, right?
It really is. Just, you know, there's a lot of history here. There's a lot of really good bowlers. I mean, you're getting the best that the Northeast, New York, New Jersey, Pennsylvania has to offer. And, you know, you put on a show every time you're here. It's wild. And now I get to be a part of it.
I know. And I'm super excited to work with you. I know.
You're new on the broadcast here, too. Congratulations to you.
It's my first time being the head guy. You know, our fearless leader's out there bowling right now.
He's been killing it.
That's for
and
all
then
of
you
you
got
that
the wife of the sponsor.
I know.
And you're doing well. You're doing well.
I appreciate that. I appreciate that.
It's good. You know, see some of the newer faces coming in, taking on some of these roles. It's important for the future. It really is.
That's exactly right. The juniors and the younger bowlers is the future of our sport, and that's one of the things that Paul always said also.
Absolutely.
And Chris, like you're not gonna, if you don't have or put into your junior program, because they're the ones that are gonna be up and coming and continuing this fabulous tournaments by the bowlers for the bowlers. Pretty much is what NEBA is.
Yep.
And if you don't have that strong youth to come up, who's going to continue this for us? So you're right. It's really important to
really
have
is.
that good, strong foundation there for the kiddos.
It really is, and there's a lot of good youth programs around here too, which is good.
Right.
They're making a strong push to come back. You know, Western Mass, where I live up in Springfield, we've got one of our centers in Northampton just actually added a program back again last season.
Well, I know you're heavily involved in the junior program.
Yes.
So again, another thing that just
I am a coach.
check it off.
Shaker Bowl, which we don't go to at NEBA because it's small and cozy, and that's the way I like it. But yeah, we did a lot of good things for the kids this year. Thankfully, Storm, who's one of our sponsors here, I reached out to Mickey there, and he was actually able to give me some swag and stuff to give to the kids, and I'll tell you, it lit their faces up right on the first day of bowling, and they were gung-ho to be there every week right from the word go.
It's unbelievable.
It's great.
And again, we can't thank you enough for everything that you do as well. I mean, I think we're going to have a lot of fun moving forward.
Oh, yeah.
Absolutely. Now, just to kind of get back into the bowling here.
Yeah.
We're in the round of 16. Looks like we're a little bit more than halfway through this game. Just want to give a shout out to the bowlers that made the round of 16 here. And again, it's unique because each individual round you get reseeded.
Correct.
And you draw for your lane.
Exactly.
So high qualifier in that previous round, they draw first, second, third, so on and so forth. So going in list from 1 through 16 in this round right now, Tyler Levesque, he qualified first from the round of 32. Amanda Broge, Alex Cavagnero, Stone Bouchard, Scott Camp. He is our defending champion here at this event.
Well, that's right. I was here for that one.
Joe Scianna, Sarah Hood. Sarah's been bowling unbelievable today.
She has been.
Jesse Gibson, of course, Chris Forey.
Local
Yeah,
stud.
I think I know him.
Glenn Smith, Michael
Strike
Lickstein, Patrick Sullivan, Jeremy Hartberger, John Matunis, Timothy West, and Bruce Hall. Actually, right here in front of us, we're currently on 35 and 6. This is kind of our featured pair right now. We are going to be moving for the quarterfinals. We do have Timothy West and Glenn Smith here in front of us. And just to talk about the pattern a little bit, because I think the story of the day was, the word was difficult.
Yes.
This is the 2023 BuddiesProShop.com pattern. It's a very unique pattern for this specific event. 45 feet in length. Again, I would say about a 2-to-1 ratio, asymmetric on the left and the right. But a lot of mils, 31.9 mils.
Yes.
And I don't know if you guys can tell from the live stream, but looked like the point of attack all day was out.
Yes.
On the right and the left.
Yeah, so a lot of big, dull ASIMs going up the side of the lane, and those seem to be the people that I saw carry the most.
Yeah, and I actually saw a little bit of everything, but I think Chris right now is actually throwing urethane unless he's gotten out of his purple hammer.
No,
still in the purple.
Scianna was in a purple hammer. You are right, though. A lot of the big, dull, asymmetric pieces kind of getting the ball to stand up early. The lane is super flat from about the 10 board to the other 10 board, all the way across the lane. So they were difficult. Pretty low scoring pattern, I would say. Medium to low scoring pace, which I think is what Chris prefers. I think he's a shot maker. He like emphasizes shot making.
Especially
a lot,
last night and in the morning squad. Scores were definitely lower. The 12:30 squad lanes seemed to open up a little bit and scores went up. But yeah, that's definitely a lower scoring pattern. It's good. It's challenging. Brings out the best in the bowler.
And just to kind of see what we can see from here, I'm looking at some scores. Looks like over on 31 and 2. I can't tell if that's Jesse, but it looks like we have a bowler over there with 278 out.
That's Jesse.
Yeah, we have another 270, just on the same pair.
Yep, Scott Camp.
Yep. Actually, I think that's Stone.
No, I'm sorry, that's Stone.
His Stone Bouchard looks like he has 278 out. Jesse has 270 in the wood. Looking at Cavagnero here, he's got 237. Tyler Levesque looks like he has 239. Timothy West here right in front of us. He's got 279 in the wood. Glenn looks like he's at a 205 out. Just here to our right, we're looking at Chris Forey. Unfortunately, working on 2 opens right now. 93 in the 5th. Let's see.
Amanda Broge is strapped. I can't see her score.
Let's see.
Looks like she's. It looks like
We're all
at
leaning
least.
backwards here.
I know.
258 in the wood, it looks like.
And she bowled 257 in the last the round of 32, so she's got a pretty good path to the pocket here.
It's a
and
little blurry from here.
Justin, who's bowling with Forey there?
That looks like Joe. Oh,
Oh, he's the
That's,
nutmeg
Patrick.
bowler.
Pat Sullivan.
Pat Sullivan.
He's not
Okay,
making-
yeah, and it looks like he's got 258 in the wood. So some higher scores here in the Eliminator round, which I think was a little surprising to some people because we actually had a roll-off in the round of 32.
We did. Bruce Hall, Brandon Boyer.
Yeah, Brandon Boyer and Bruce Hall, they tied at 213.
213.
Bruce went double 9. Brandon went strike spare 9. So Bruce advanced. He's actually bowling, I think, all the way down on the last pair or the second to last pair. Unfortunately, can't see what he's doing right now, but
Yeah, I've got a column in my way. And a curtain.
it's all right, though. Once we consolidate to the round of 8 here, we're going to feature 4 bowlers. We're going to move over to 37 and 8. We're going to call, those scores, and then the other bowlers will be on 31 and 2. We'll do our best to try to keep up with that as well. But yeah, it looks like it's going to take a pretty high score to get to the round of 8 here because we're going to eliminate 8 bowlers from this round.
Right.
Tough shot there for Tyler.
Yeah.
It's going to get him to 219 pace, spare strike for 219.
And then looking at some of the scores, that might be on the lower half.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You're right about that.
Jesse's stepping up here. He's got a 6-bagger, and of course I curse him. 6 split. He could still make that in bowl 246.
Yeah, that looks makeable for him.
So speaking about some of the up-and-coming juniors, Sullivan over here, his daughter bowls. Tim West does a lot of work with our junior bowlers here, and he works with high schoolers. So he's like, it all comes together. Jesse worked with some kids at a time, and it's nice to see that they're bowling well and doing well, and then the kids come and watch, and I can do that. I want to do that, and that's what it's all about, right?
Absolutely. And then I saw Nicole Trudell's here.
She is. She's over here
Yeah.
with her little girl.
Amazing. Jesse is expecting twins in a couple of months.
Yes. Yes.
And my wife and I just announced we're due in September.
Oh, congratulations.
So we may, it's 4 potential youth bowlers right there.
Right. Right. You're right about that. Yeah, Emily and Nicole are my partners on Monday night. It's kind of fun.
Awesome.
You know, this is my home now, but when I'm growing, you always remember when you're a youth bowler, and this is one thing that Paul always said too, like that's your home. That's where you're from, and you give back to that home. So I'm always going back to Montvale in New Jersey because that's my home. But this is my home, but that's also where I grew up and where I got my start.
That might be why I embraced the whole no more closing of centers, because where I grew up, unfortunately, was Riverdale Lanes in West Springfield. And that shut down, got knocked down, and is now a car dealership.
Yeah. It's sad. I mean, and there's a vicious rumor around that my home center, Montvale, is going closing, but they're not. They're actually renovating.
Oh, good.
They're doing
Even
better. They're since the pandemic, they've worked really hard. They're busier than ever, actually. So yeah, it's kind of nice to see Nutmeg's picking up after the pandemic. You'll see these curtains on the sides. They're kind of neat. That's something they did in the pandemic. It's one of the good things that came out of the pandemic, that we can close this off and have our own center, and they can still do the open bowling on each end, and the bowlers here for NEBA aren't affected, and it's really nice.
All right. Well, I am getting the signal here from Justin. Justin, I know you're probably going to get some scores coming in.
Yes, I got to go start doing some
thank
scoring.
you for everything, and we'll be here.
Thank you, everybody,
we're
for
happy
having
to have
me.
you aboard.
Yeah, man. I'm looking forward to working with you. Congrats again.
Thank you, buddy.
I was going to say, you got a great resume.
Thanks.
Yeah.
We're going to have a lot of fun.
Oh, yeah, we will.
It'll be good.
A lot of travel.
Join
And we
the
love
live stream
that he
anytime.
joined us.
I like it.
Right?
We'll do that.
Yeah.
Thank you, Janine,
No,
for everything you and your family
absolutely.
do. Appreciate you.
Absolutely.
All right, guys. Everybody watching, thank you for watching.
All right, bye. Okay, there we go.
Yeah, it looks like we're wrapping up the round of 8 here. Just looking at the scores. Let's see.
So you got that side over here.
I'm trying it. The pillars are tough.
The pillars are tough. That is a
Pillars-
difficult area. We're like leaning back here, but we've got Amanda with. Oh, I'm sorry. My husband just faltered a little bit.
That's okay.
Amanda and Josiana are doing okay.
Looks like
they're
Joe's
in.
gonna bowl 240-ish. Amanda, I know you said she was having a great game.
Yeah, she's fine.
Pat Sullivan, he's got 258. Chris looks like 222 in the wood.
Tim West here is doing very well.
He's gonna bowl 250. He's in. I'm 33 and 4 is intriguing because we got some middle of the road scores. 219, 225. I say middle of the road because there are some high scores out there.
I've seen a lot of 225s today.
Yeah, we had 3 people tied at 225
Right?
the last eliminator. Let's see. Stone, he bowled 260. He's in. Jesse bowled 230. I'm thinking he's safe.
Yep.
There are some lower scores down the low end, though.
Lich
I'm not
is down
seeing
there.
a lot
I
of
don't know how
strikes.
Lich is doing.
I don't see a lot of strikes down.
No, and isn't Sarah on that pair too?
I believe so. I
Yeah.
believe so. Again, I'm not seeing a lot of high scores down there.
We need binoculars that go around pillars.
I was going to say, we do have TechVision binoculars,
Oh, look at that! But they don't
but
go
they don't
through
go around
pillars.
pillars, unfortunately. And I think before we sign off here, as
Okay.
as the round of 16 is ending, again, just want to give a shout out to all of our sponsors here.
Yes, that's
Tony and
important.
Susan Renaud, adding $1,000 to the Masters event.
Fabulous.
Ace Mitchell Bowling, Vinny Grazan, adding 500. Sponsors the golf outing. Again, if you have never been to that event, it's a lot of fun.
Oh my gosh, it
It's
is.
so much fun. Better Bowling Concepts, William Daly, 500 added. Storm Products International, Leanne Holzenberg. They do add 2 balls per event where we do a live stream. So again, if you guys are familiar with the live stream, in the last match, if you like and share
Yep.
the feed, you get a chance at a ball.
You do.
And I choose those. I use a random number generator.
Okay.
If you've liked and shared, you're going to get an email. You're going to get a free ball. So it's
Why-
probably the easiest thing.
I was gonna say that's the easiest thing to get a new ball.
Yeah, like and share. That's it. And then
Like and
I hit a
share.
button. Boom, bing, bang,
Yep.
boom. You get an email the next day. Obviously, buddiesproshop.com.
I think yeah.
I think we've heard that one before.
I know them. Yeah.
Absolutely. Chris Viali, Cambridge Credit Counseling, adding 3,500 to the Invitational. Logo Infusion, Kenny Keegan. Strike Effects Pro Shops, John Van Hees, adding 500 to the prize fund. Turbo Grips, Chris Sand, again, adding 500 to the general prize fund. Our fearless leader here at TechVision, Bruce Hall, adding $1,000 to the prize fund for the 1,000th event. Again, we're only 8 away from that. Jeff Barton at Yankees Lanes, adding 2,000 to the prize fund. Rich Reynolds here, Bo Wickles Pro Shop, adding 500. Al Casper with Savage Arts, adding 500. Callahan's Bolorama, that is where number 1,000 is going to be held. They add 5,500 to the prize fund. Again, that's going to be 2,500 for the general prize fund and 2,500 for the 1,000th event. So again, keep an eye out for that. John Zawalik, DJ's Pro Shop, $500. Many Styles of Bowling, Lou Moreau. Bloomfield Electric, Roger Burrell, adds 2,500 for the Masters event. GMC Concrete, Clay Schwartz, adding 2,500, 1,500 for the regular doubles, and 1,000 for the over/under. Paul Sylvia here with Dexter, 500. KR Strike Force, Tony Mendolia, adding 1,000. Grog Monster Sports, Greg Flamon, my old teammate, adding $500 to the general prize fund. East Coast Sports Investors, Jeff Dawson, adding 500. Again, Yankee Lanes again. Ideal Bowling Concepts, Keith Lang, adding 500 to the prize fund. DJBT, Jeff Purchase, adding 500. Again, adding 250 for the general prize fund, 250 for the youth event. UseBowlingballs.com, Michael Pincus, 500. And again, Island Bowling Supply, Joe Farley, they're the ones that are going to be sponsoring the ball raffle. Again, like and share the feed in the final match.
Pretty simple.
Get a chance at 2 bowling balls.
Like and share.
Yes.
Don't forget that. And the easiest way to have a shot at it.
Who doesn't like free bowling balls?
I don't know. It would be crazy.
I know.
Like and share, people.
All right.
All right.
Big shot there for Chris. And
Yeah.
that pair is actually interesting because he has 210 out.
Yeah.
And Paul Sullivan is 209.
Pat
Pat Sullivan. I'm sorry.
No, it's fine.
It's gonna come down to the 10th. And again, I know it's an eliminator format, but it's hard to see what all the scores are. And 210 is a pretty decent score on this pattern. So we'll have to keep an eye on that.
All right. Pick on my husband. Of course, he's the last pair done. Oh, no, they're down there. Oh, Lich, too, yeah. Picking on my husband. I think I'm allowed to do that.
I would say so. I ball caddied for Lich for years, so I think I can pick on him a little bit, too.
Oh, okay, yeah. I've known Lich for years, too.
So, yeah, Chris stepping up here in the 10th. He's got a strike in the 9th.
He's got
210 in the wood, so I know we don't have the camera on him, but he just threw his shot. He's down on...
Nope, 10 pin.
Flat 10. Okay. So now Pat can get up and double bull 2-0, and I'm wondering how close that's going to be to the top 8 here.
Yeah, I don't know. It's going to be really close.
Yeah, again, I wish we could see past all the polls here so we can give everybody a little bit better of an update, but...
I think it's really close. You want me to take a little walk?
Yeah, if you want to take a stroll.
I'll be right back.
Awesome. Thank you. Okay, Chris ended here, it looks like, with a 188 game. Pat Sullivan here is going to be stepping up in the 10th on lane 38. Again, he's working on an open in the 9th, and he has 209 in the wood. So, again, it's looking like that may be close. So we're going to have to keep an eye on that. It should get the final number here pretty quickly once all the scores are in. Okay, he's throwing the ball, and 10 back. All right. Got Janine back.
Hello.
What are we looking at?
So rumor has it, 219 is the cut.
219 is going to be the number. Okay, so unfortunately, Pat, all 3 in the 10th is only going to be 209.
Yep,
That's not going to be enough.
No. I think Sarah's out, and I think Lich might be out too.
Okay. Any idea on Bruce? I know he was.
I don't know
there
which
too.
number, which letter he was.
Okay.
But he's up now. You want me to take another walk?
Let's see if I can sneak my head around here and take a peek.
You got some more room. You can go.
Let's see. Looks like he opened in the 10th,
So he's probably
not looking too good. And it actually looks like that's going to end the round of 16 here for this eliminator format. So we're going to sign off for now. We'll come back for the round of 8. You just got to move the camera over here to 37 and 8.
Okay.
And, yeah, we'll be back in a few minutes, guys. Thank you.
See y'all. Bye.